So, John, when we're enabling vSAN encryption, of course, we need to have a KMS of some sort to issue those keys. Does it and should it be redundant in some sort of way? What would be your recommendations around that?
So if you're using external key managers, external Kemp servers, one is none. You always need two. And generally what people like to do, I often see, is they do two in one location that are replicating to each other, and then two in another location that are replicating to each other. Like, treat these things like domain controllers. If they all go down, everyone's going to die. The world's going to implode. At that point, it's a pretty dark scenario because you've now lost your ability to cold boot systems. Do note that the host will keep running by default. The memories in this case with an external key manager, they are cached in memory. And so you're not going to be in a situation that if all the Kemps got taken offline for maintenance, you will get a health alarm. So they do get pulsed for health periodically, but your VMs wouldn't all crash. We don't, every time we write an IO to a host, we don't go ask the key manager for permission. That would lead to hilarious network and performance bottlenecks on the key manager. But yeah, we really do want to see redundancy. You want to make sure you have proper backups. Talk to the team who's managing that. You don't want to be in a situation where the key managers go away. No one's paying attention to the health alarms. Or God forbid someone does something insane like vMotions all of the key managers to the cluster they're encrypting. So this creates this fun chicken egg. You lose power for some reason, all the hosts go offline, and now you can't cold boot anything, and you've effectively lost your data. You're going to backups. So do pay attention, particularly with external key managers. Now, the native key manager is a bit different. You have one vCenter server that's acting as your key manager. You don't need to use vSphere or HA to protect it. What you need to do instead with it is, one, ideally have TPMs to cache those keys locally, so you'll have survivability there. But also, you need to manually go run within the UI that key manager backup once. And then once you've run it once, it will stay updated. And then it will, you can take that copy, you can encrypt it as you do that backup, and you put it in a safe or somewhere important. You can also then, your VCSA backups, once you've run that manual backup process once, they will include key backups from then on. So do pay attention to where you put your VCSA backups, because those would be helpful in a recovery case.
Yeah, I think that's a great point where, a lot of these incidents that happen, it's usually just not one incident, one issue. It's a couple of them that occur at the same time. So let's say a single KMS goes down, and then there would be some other event that occurs with it. And
but those could be weeks apart,
Yeah, you just don't want to be in that situation. So no, I think that's really good advice.